Hey guys, so it's after hours right now, and I'm just taking a look at FedEx stock here because I was planning on making an options play on them today as they were set to have earnings on September the 15th today, like I said. And you can just see that they've actually went off like crazy here after hours because their earnings came out and it actually turned out that they did very, very well, better than expected. And not only better than expected, 80% better than expected. So, this is an incredible time for FedEx. Obviously, their company is producing in some kind of levels that we haven't seen for over 4 or 5 years here from the company. And right now, they're almost about to hit all time highs. They're around $10 away from all time highs. So, what happens here in after hours is going to be pretty critical to kind of see whether or not they are going to continue this run into tomorrow, into the next week, and potentially continue up to their all-time high price. Now, one of the main things why I was watching FedEx is because they have been running up for the last 3 odd months or so. Ever since this economic downturn, you can see that they are on an absolute moon mission, almost doubling their price here in the last year. So they do have a lot of upside here, and they do have a lot of stuff to kind of take into consideration as far as their company specifically, but also other players in the industry here. Now, you can see that after the economic downturn, they were worth around $90 here, and they're now sitting at around 280. So if you did buy at this time, you're looking at around a 300% gain here. So that is absolutely crazy. That's the type of gain that you could only see with a company like Apple, Amazon, Tesla, etc. I wouldn't really have expected it from a company such as FedEx, and that's why I decided not to play their earnings today. I was looking for an options play, maybe a call, a put. I honestly never thought that they would be able to rock it up in this way and even produce 80% higher earnings than expected. What this means for the company is that they are just an absolute Goliath, an absolute monster of the shipping industry, and they honestly have no room to stop growing here. According to what this report is showing us, they may even have more upside into the future here. So, honestly, my main recommendation for FedEx coming into the next week here now, it's not going to be easy to do technical analysis here because we are at these extremely elevated prices. There's not going to be really any resistance levels. You can see that they absolutely stomped through all these levels where usually we would see a company kind of move back and forth instead of just simply rocketing off like how we've seen here with FedEx. And this is absolutely insane. You can see that their highest price is around 270 to 280. So that's going to be a key price here that I'm watching within the next week. If they do go up to this price, I would expect them to see a lot of resistance. I would honestly try to compare them to how they were doing during this time and what percentage of the market they kind of dominated during this time around 4 years ago, 3 years ago in 2018 when they were at their all time high of around $275 here. However, I don't know whether or not they would be worth that much now. You can see that from their earnings report, they actually were making this much money. They were making this much earnings around quarter 4 of 2019. So what that kind of shows you is that they have been here before in the recent past, but now their stock is seeing this crazy momentum to the upside. And honestly, this hasn't been seen before with FedEx. And I would honestly venture to say with any stock, look how inclined this chart is. This is not something that happens every day in the stock market. This is something that could only happen with an economic situation like the one we're having right now, where these companies that are doing well are just getting absolutely pushed in valuation up to the moon because of the fact that there's so much uncertainty in the market. Whenever a good player does come out, a company that does have guaranteed to do well and is guaranteed to be continuing to do well into the future, people just absolutely eat it up. And you can see that they are up over $100 in the last 5 years. Like I said, they were at a low of 90 during the economic downturn. Now they're sitting at around 260 on their way to 300. So it's absolutely insane what's been happening here with FedEx. I would honestly say that if you didn't have any plays with this company before this time, honestly, this play is way overdone. There's no way you're going to get in at a good position at around $258 unless we see some kind of incredible news like FedEx is going to become, I don't know, I don't honestly don't know what kind of news could continue to push a company up after reporting over 80% higher than expectations on their earnings on a company that already had high expectations for this coming quarter earnings. So this is absolutely insane. Like I said, guys, I'm honestly mesmerized by the fact that a company could even do this well. And if you were to wanting to play this move, like I said, you are a little bit late to the party here on FedEx specifically, but that doesn't mean that there aren't other opportunities within this same industry where we can reflect that the FedEx's success on another company. So I kind of want to talk about UPS here as well and what it means for UPS as a direct competitor. Well, first of all, it's going to mean that they could potentially also do as well as FedEx is doing right now. If FedEx is doing very well, they are getting more customers, then it stands to reason that UPS, being in the same industry and doing a very similar service, is also going to be benefiting here in the short run and especially in the long run, similarly to how we saw with FedEx. But they are not the same company. So if you are planning on playing UPS as a result of this FedEx play, just be very careful because UPS does not have the same momentum. They don't have the same hype. They don't have the same financials as FedEx here. And you can see that they obviously are not earning the same on their earnings as FedEx. Now, they do have a similar last quarter. Their quarter two of 2020, they made around $2.13, where Netflix in their last quarter actually also made around $2 to $3 here. So it's going to be very, very close between these two companies. And there's honestly an opportunity or a chance that the next quarter of UPS does show up in the same way as Netflix. You can see that they gapped up in quarter four of 2020, the same way that UPS gapped up here. So quarter three of 2020 for UPS could look very green. So in that case, I would recommend people to kind of bet towards the upside on these shipping companies in general, and especially on FedEx and UPS. However, this company also is another one that is overextended. You're kind of late to the party here. They were around $90. Now they're at $167. And what you can kind of see and kind of use this to compare is both companies were worth $90 after the economic downturn. However, now Netflix is at $260 and UPS is only at $170. So what this kind of shows you is a reflection of the volume on these two companies, a reflection on the hype on these two companies, and the fact that FedEx is going to be a massive runner as compared to UPS, where we might see some kind of secondhand trickle down. However, the main plays are going to be happening with FedEx, and the main company that people are watching in this industry is obviously FedEx here. After this monster day that they're having here, an absolutely crazy day, up $23 in a single day. So that's almost 10% here, guys. That is absolutely ridiculous for any company, but especially for a company that does only shipping and focuses on shipping and kind of this kind of shipping solutions, and especially as compared to UPS and other companies here. So honestly, just keep a close eye out on these two companies. I think UPS still has a bit more upside here. You can see that they are at all-time highs as compared to FedEx, where they are having kind of all-time highs, but they have been at this price before. UPS is absolutely overextended here. However, they are seeing this kind of incline the same way as FedEx. So just keep a close eye on these two companies. I honestly don't know what to recommend, especially in the short run here, because both of these companies could see a pullback, especially UPS, as the news that's happening here on the industry is with FedEx and UPS also benefited. Then I would watch out and be very careful because the news with UPS is not confirmed yet. So just keep a close eye on these two companies, guys. It's always going to be more beneficial to bet on the upside with this industry now, I guess, because the fact that they've been doing so well over the last few quarters and are just increasing in size, in growth. And like I said, guys, FedEx smashed their earnings by 80%. So this is absolutely insane here. Unprecedented, unimaginable. Nobody could have guessed this. And if you did have FedEx calls here into this play, congratulations. If you have UPS calls even coming into next week, if you do buy some calls tomorrow, congratulations. You will probably earn money on them. And yeah, guys, just keep a close eye out. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe the video. And thanks for watching.